Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys, how did it already get to be October? So it's 90 degrees where I live today, which is insane that it's 90 degrees. But no matter when you're watching this video, today's video training is all about how to take your sales and catapult them bigger, like have this amazing momentum built. And what I will tell you is momentum is a decision. And every day it can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't know when some of you might be watching this recording or some of you might be watching this live, but if it's the 8th of October, is today the 8th? It is the 8th, right? If today's the 8th of October, you have to ask yourself, so what if you could do something a little bit more on the 9th, and then on the 10th it bills on the 9th, and then on the 11th it bills on the 10th? Like, what if by the end of the month you had such huge, outrageous momentum that it literally carried you all the way through November, December, and you had some phenomenal sales. So what I'm going to tell you is October is one of the most pivotal months of the year because it's going to have the greatest impact on your holiday sales. So let's forget about the fact that we actually have double credit, which we will talk about in a minute. But even putting double credit aside, if you start thinking about building momentum, boosting your sales, seeing more faces, all of those things. Some of you have a big enough customer base, you can do that. You can literally get on the phone and call 20 customers. Some of you don't even have 20 customers. So you're like, well, Diane, I can't run a sale. I have 3 customers. So I'm going to give you a couple ideas. Some of them might be new ideas, but all of these are something you could implement without a lot of experience. There's something that you can absolutely take charge of. So one of the first things I wanted to talk to you about is I took such crazy notes when I was earlier today. So how do you max out and up your game? So let me explain to you a little bit about double credit super fast. Double credit, everything you do counts as 4. So when you order 200, it doesn't count as 4, it counts as 8. If you order 1,000, it doesn't count as 2, it counts as 4. So the people who get really strategic this month, pretty much almost nobody can catch them on the unit scoreboard. So if you can imagine, to earn a diamond ring, if you have a dream in your heart, a passion to win that beautiful diamond ring this year, which I'll show you a picture of in just a minute. To me, it's one of the prettiest sales court rings they've had in the last 10 years. I'm going for it. I wasn't going to go for a sales court again. Then I saw the ring and I'm like, I have to have that square ring. There is a colleague of mine who did a video on how to do the court of sales with 40 customers. She did a whole video on this. She literally did sales court with 40 customers. Now that to me is extremely impressive. And she has a system that she takes those customers through these binders. So if that interests you and you've had the dream in your heart, turn that diamond ring, please reach out to me and just type in sales court video and text me and say, Diane, send me that video. I've got to see it. Because what I will tell you is doing sales court is a decision. Now, the first time I did sales court, I'm going to tell you where I was at. I'd gone to seminar. I think I was a red jacket, but only because I think my mom joined and a girlfriend joined. But I think one of my 3 were quit like within a week of joining. So she wasn't, so I was sort of a red jacket, sort of loosely. And I went to seminar. I'd never been a star consultant. I wasn't really doing much. I think the most I'd ever ordered was $600. But when I went to Dallas, I saw all these women crossing the stage that one had her starter kit brailled, like she was legally blind. And then the queen that year was like 80 or 81 years old and rode a bike because her driver's license had been taken away. And she was the queen of sales. And I looked at my director, who's also my sister, and I said, I'm doing the sales court. Like, no filter of how much that actually was. No filter on, wait, Diane, you've never done Star Consultant. How in the world are you going to do it? I just knew I loved the product. And I thought if I love the product and I just put it on enough faces, everything will come from that. Now, team building was a whole different thing. When they said, well, do you want to get a car? Do you want to move up? I'm like, no, I don't know about that. I'm not confident. I was really lacking self-esteem. I was lacking confidence. And so the team building thing to me was a little scary because I didn't know what I didn't know. And I thought it was my job to train and teach. I didn't know, right? But sales court, I thought I could sell this product because I totally believe in the product. Like if you took all this Mary Kay away, I'd go hunt someone down in a pink car and find the product. So I turned to my director. At the time, I was sort of a red jacket. And I said, I'm going to do the company court of sales. Now, I made this commitment at the end of August. Now, I don't even think I ordered in July. I don't even know if I ordered in August. So what's interesting about that is I was behind. They didn't do double credit back then. This was like, I don't know, 30 years ago. They didn't do double credit. So I had to just start thinking outside the box. So when I looked at the figures, if I could do a 10% progression every month, that to me was doable. To do 1,500 or 1,600 a month was like, what? I hadn't even done 1,600 in the whole time I'd been in Mary Kay for a whole year. So, but I could see myself doing 800, and the next month I did like 880, and the next month I did like 950. And so, do you know what I'm saying? So by the time I got to be May and June, I was doing $2,000 and $3,000 orders, but my clientele was going to grow. The reason I'm sharing this with you is if God has planted a dream in your heart to do the Court of Sales this year, the Court of Sales is 40,000. That's for the diamond ring. 20,000 is Princess Court. 10,000 is your unit court, probably. So what I'm going to tell you is if you are in my unit or you're my future national area and you have it on your heart to go, you know what? I would love to cross the stage, Janice's very last seminar, to earn my very first diamond ring. Or maybe it won't be your first, maybe it'll be your second or your third. But I want to personally challenge you. I am looking for 4 women, and I know Carrie McCurdy's is absolutely committed. So I'm looking, and myself, but I still need 3 others. So I'm looking for 3 people who say, you know what? I don't know how. I just know that the desire is strong enough that I want to make this work, right? So let's talk about a couple of things that you can do over the next couple of weeks. So one thing is very community service based. So if you're not a community service or philanthropic kind of person, these may not pull on your heartstrings at all, but let me grab my props. So the first one is adopt a grandparent. So I have a letter that's already done. It's on my boards app. And legal approved the letter. So we have to be careful not to ask for a donation. This is buying a gift for a senior. So what our group puts in these is an unscented hand cream, a shea butter lip balm, just the lip balm, the half of satin lips, just the balm part, and an unscented hand cream and socks and a really cute stuffed animal. And then of course the cute little stocking thing. And we put our packing peanuts because it doesn't matter if they eat them, they're made out of potato starch. So these now retail for $30. So this is a great way for you to give back. So let's say you commit to, so I'm going to tell you, if you're local to me, I need your help because we actually have 6 facilities over 545 beds. I cannot do that on my own, gang, not even close. So let's say you're in my unit and you say to me, Diane, I'm going to commit to doing at least 40 of those. Okay, well, I will tell you, if you go out to companies will want to help. So the letter, it explains that it's our 20th year. This letter is generic enough that if you don't live local to me, you can still use the letter because it just talks about the adoptive grandparent program. So we go here locally, we go to low-income skilled nursing homes. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. The point of it is that there's a lot of people who lost grandparents during COVID or don't have grandparents. And so I say, well, we have this program called Adoptive Grandparent, which you don't get the grandparent because they start laughing. And I say, but we deliver a gift to a low-income Medi-Cal nursing home. And a lot of times this is the only gift they get, which this whole letter explains. So what I do is I make a prototype. That's super important. It's getting beat up. I literally haul this everywhere I go. And it's got the teddy bear in the top. It's got packing peanuts. And then I usually put the gift tag on here. So if a company sponsors it, I literally will take their business card and attach it to the stocking. You never know. A caregiver might see it. Maybe they might have a family member visit, usually not, but sometimes. And in fact, Francie, one of my colleagues, she had a local dentist sponsor. I think he sponsored 8 gifts. And so his card was on 8 of them. And one of the family members actually came in, called his dental office and said, I came to visit my grandfather. He had one of these gifts from your office. I want to thank you so much for being so thoughtful. The dentist was shocked. And it was really cool that the dentist told Francie because she passed that on to me. And it's neat to know that the companies are making a difference. Okay. Adopt a grandparent is a $30 purchase, or they can do a chemo care package. Now the chemo care packages, you can donate them to local oncology centers. We just donated $9,000 to John Muir, but we're doing more. So this has 3 products in it. So this has a this is just what our group does. Hydrating body lotion, unscented is the important part, unscented hand cream, and the shea butter lip balm. This is also $30. So if they've been touched by cancer at all in any way, this will be their favorite. If they want to do adopt a grandparent, they could do this. So either one, they're $30. You can give them a receipt. So what I do is I have the letters. And so when I go out, I have the adoptive grandparent letter. I print mine in color, and then I run off like 40 in black and white. My contact info, I handwrite on the bottom. And literally everywhere I go, I put these in every reorder bag. I hand these out to people when I meet them. I run into a girlfriend. I said, oh, by the way, I'm doing adoptive grandparent again this year. Here's a flyer. I said, so you could totally run with that this month. So if you let's say I'll just pick on Marty. So let's say Marty says to me, Diane, I'd love to help you with your local group. I'll come up there and I'm going to do at least 40. Marty's going to go to her local community, attorneys, realtors, anybody, and say to them, we're doing adopted grandparent, and she's going to get checks from these people. Some people will say, great, I'll adopt 3, that's $90, or they'll say I'll adopt 10, that's 300, whatever they want to do. I would highly recommend you print out the tracking sheet. So this is all on our boards. And the tracking sheet just says the name, how many they're committing to, and then I mark whether it's paid by Venmo, credit card, check, cash, whatever. I try not to do credit cards because of the processing fees. Then on the other side is I have the chemo care package letter, and that explains that. So when I was in a very small networking group, I happened to mention that I was doing the chemo care packages and brought them. And one gentleman walked up to me afterwards and said, I lost my mom, excuse me, about 6 years ago to breast cancer. I'd love to make a $400 donation. And I said, Larry, that is so generous of you. So he literally pulled out a checkbook and he wrote me a check for $400. I gave him a sheet. And then I said to him, can you please give me business cards? So so at $30 each, whatever 400 is divided by 30, that's how many sets he paid for. And so when I delivered those to John Muir last week, there was, I don't remember how many the number is, but they have an inspirational card, and in there is also his business card. You just never know when somebody might need a copier or copy repair or whatever, but it was just nice to let them know that his company, he helped pay for those. And then I had another female attorney who does estate planning. She also wrote me a check for $400. And so I did a bunch of more chemo packages. So companies love helping. So this is a great way for you to really boost your sales, whether you do the adoptive grandparent or you do chemo care packages. It's a great way. Set a goal. And what I would do is I would order the stuff now. So I've already committed to 120 adopted grandparents. So I've already ordered 120 hand creams, 120 lip balms. They're already here. They're in a box. And then I put my stickers on all the hand creams. But that, again, is just a way to boost your sales. Okay, another idea is double deal days. So many of you know about Monica Gobu's special deals, right? Well, what you could do is you could announce 2 days. I wouldn't do it toward the end of the month. I would do it closer to like a payday, like a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday, Monday, and say to them, hey, guess what? On October blank and blank, I'm doing double deal days. What that means is for every $50 increment they purchase, instead of getting one item, they actually get 2. And I had the double deals printed, and now I don't know what I did with it. I apologize. I literally just had it here. And so it has, all the specials where if they spend 50, they get to pick one item. So on double deal days, and charcoal mask is on there this month, and gel mask is on there, and the biocellulose mask is on there. I mean, lots of great stuff. Lipsticks are on there. So double deal days are another option. So rather than just doing a sale, they have to spend $50 with you, and for every $50 increment, they get 2 things. The most double deal days I've ever done is 2 back-to-back. Like I did a double deal day in September, and I did a Friday, Saturday on our 61st anniversary for Mary Kay. And I actually had about 8 customers take advantage of it, and they all bought quite a bit to get a lot. Like I had a couple gals spend over 150 so they could get 6 items. But I got them hooked on all kinds of stuff they've never bought from me before. So double deal days, if you're writing all these down, is another option. Another option is doing $24 to 24 people in 24 hours. So there's flyers, and I can post those later tonight. And what you're basically doing is I would call Donna, one of my customers. I'm just picking names up here off the screen. I'd say, Donna, it's Diane with Mary Kay. Do you have a quick minute? She'd say, I do. And I'd say, well, how are you? And how's your skin? She goes, my skin's doing great. How are you? I said, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Hey, I want to let you know, in honor of our company's 61st anniversary, I'm doing a special of, I'm in a challenge to have 24 customers, their 24 friends, purchase $24 in 24 hours. And your name is going to go into a drawing when you buy that 24, and you could get a free set of satin hands, or you could get a free sonic brush, or you could get a free whatever pedicure kit, whatever you have in your inventory. And so let's say Donna says, okay, great. Well, why don't you give me my cleanser, which is like 26 bucks or whatever. And I'd say, great, thank you so much. And so I'm going to write her name on a sheet that Donna bought a $26 cleanser. And then I'll call Patsy, and I'll say to Patsy the same thing. Hey, Patsy, guess what? I'm in a challenge. Now, you want to be careful. If you keep calling the same 8 friends every single month to tell them you're in a challenge to get them to buy something, that's going to come back to bite you, because women love to buy. They don't like being sold to. And people don't mind helping you out. But if it's a constant thing, like I'm in a challenge this week to sell something else, what I would do is I would go back to your customers and let them know. You could even make that a trash and treasure type of event, because it is pre-Halloween, it is October. So what I'm doing is, if they don't, for every foundation they have at home that they don't like, they get traded in for a CC cream, the silky setting powder, the regular foundation or cream to powder. They could trade them all in and get Mary Kay's at 25% off. Well, if I get all those foundations out of her bathroom, she's not going to use them. I throw them away, but then she can get all of ours, and I give her a 25% discount. So that's a really fun event. You could actually do it at your house and host it. It's called Trash and Treasure. And anything they bring that's equivalent to a Mary Kay item. So I had a client who really wanted to get on repair, and money was a little tight. So I said to her, you know what? If you will bring me a cleanser, something that's like a lifting serum, something that tones, some moisturizer with sunscreen, and a night cream and an eye cream, you'll be able to get the whole repair set at 25% off. Well, gang, that's a $44 savings. That's a $44 discount, $44 just by her trading in. So what I do is I literally take her old skincare and I throw it away. I don't want it in her bathroom anymore. So you could do a trash and treasure sale. So, and then there's, like I said, there's the $24 to 24 people in 24 hours. When you do that, I had one of my consultants who, this is really crazy, I'm not going to tell you her name, but she had a medical bill. She needed to have a CAT scan or something, and her copay was like $550, and it was 2 days away. I'm not kidding you. She went on the phone and she did the $24 to 24 people in 24 hours. And a lot of people ordered more than that. They're like, oh, give me my repair day cream. Well, that's 54, not 24. And so by the time she was done, she had sold over $700 in that 24 hours and had the cash that she needed to pay for her CAT's, whatever the medical thing was. So I'm just telling you, you can generate some fast, fun sales by doing this. Okay, let's talk about two other things really quick. Hosting your own virtual or in-person event. You could this weekend. You could literally this weekend, you could have an event on Sunday and call it NFL Relief, meaning as soon as the ball's kicked off, come to my house, he'll never know you left. And we laugh, and we used to actually have an invitation that said that. You make one on Canva that's got football feel on it and say, as soon as it kicks off, run over to my house and come and get pampered. You'll be home before the game's over. And you get women ready for bed. You do spa treatments, you could do skincare, charcoal mask, whatever. So that's a really fun thing to do. And the last thing I want to mention to you is doing a pre-holiday boutique. So as you may have heard, on Saturday, the Balara lotion already sold out. The mint bliss-free socks are almost gone, and so is the green liquid eyeshadow. So if we don't start sharing what's available to customers, pretty soon there's not going to be some stuff left. So if I were you, I would do, it's kind of like Amazon's got special Amazon deal days again coming up. What if you did a Mary Kay pre-holiday boutique and say, due to items already selling out, I'm doing a pre-holiday boutique this Friday. And if I were you, I would do them on one day, and I would do one on the lunch hour where your clients could jump in on their lunch break, maybe do it at 12:30 and have it last only 20 minutes. And then you could do one that night. Okay. And you could just show them like the top 10 gifts. Charcoal mask is one of them. You could do eye makeup remover, micellar water. The bottom line is it just gets them thinking around a theme, and tell them you want a wish list and that they want to pre-order anything, especially if you show them limited edition things like the free socks. Okay. So let me run through these ideas really quick again. It's a way for you to max yourself out. So it's being involved in the chemo care packages, or adopt a grandparent, or both. But I will tell you, decide and commit. Commit to an amount that you want to do, because it really does help your unit. Double deal days, you can absolutely do. Let them know what days they are. I usually do 2 days back to back, like a Friday, Saturday, or a Thursday, Friday, because then you can text them out like, so let's say it's a Thursday, Friday. You text them out on Monday, oh my gosh, 3 more days till double deals. And then on Tuesday, 2 more days till double deals. And then on Wednesday, tomorrow's double deal day. And then send them the link to your website or have them just call you. So double deal days are great. The other one is the challenge of selling $24 to 24 people in 24 hours. The last two are hosting your own virtual or in-person spa sessions. You can do a trade-in event like Trash and Treasure. You could do all kinds of different events. And then the last one is doing a pre-holiday boutique, letting them know that due to items already selling out, because Balara lotion is gone, and say, I'm doing a pre-holiday boutique. Please come and let me know what you'd like me to reserve. So even if you say, like, let's say Sonia jumped on my pre-holiday boutique and she says, oh, Diane, I need 3 satin hands and 6 mint bliss with free socks. I'd say, okay, Sonia, all I need from you right now is a $50 deposit. When do you want those wrapped and delivered? And she goes, well, I don't really need them till Christmas. Say, okay, well, the farthest I can push it out is like 3 weeks. Have all the money come in this month. You need the money in this month, right? But if her purchase was 150, I would say, well, give me 75 now, and then you can give me the other 75 in 2 weeks. They appreciate that. That's great because it helps them space out gift giving. Does that make sense? So I hope these ideas have helped you. This is the month you need to literally unwrap your brain and think so far outside the box, because every dollar you order this month counts as 4. Not only does it boost you on your unit scoreboard, but it really, really helps your national area as well as your unit cross their goals as well. And if it's not double credit and you're listening to this, you can still do all these ideas that really boost your sales and puts your sales through the roof. It is about seeing more people, putting the product on more faces, or demoing more product. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'll close with this one thing. Did you know that Balara is the company's #1 selling fragrance by volume? I didn't know that. So I broke open a new bottle because my old bottle tester bottle was a couple of years old, didn't smell so great. And I started spraying the tissue of all my reorders. I had 2 customers last week call me and say, Diane, because I wrote a little note that says, if you love the way your product smells, please give me a call. So 2 of my customers, I think there was like 6 packages I delivered, 6 bags. 2 of them called me and said, what was the scent? I said, Balara. And they said, I want a bottle. I sold 2 bottles of perfume by spraying the tissue paper and then wrapping their product in the tissue and putting it in the bag. So again, it's an idea, gives you exposure, gets you sales, and it provides great customer service. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's training and have a fabulous day.